Welcome to the Back Nine Six Pack with Mitch and Justin. Let's roll.
Hello and welcome to episode 117 of the Back Nine Six Pack. My name is Mitch, joined as always by my esteemed colleague Justin and his Sun Cruiser. Go ahead and
Yeah, it doesn't have quite the pop because there's no carbonation in these bad boys, which I don't hate.
Yeah, a lot of people they hype up the Sun Cruiser lemonades for the no carbonation.
They're pretty good.
Yeah, I got this first time trying. We're going to do a live sampling. Little Liquid Death Root Beer Wrath. I have not had this one yet.
Ooh, have you seen the Fruity Pebbles ones?
I've heard rave reviews about the Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah.
Haven't had it yet, but I've heard it's good. Very weird to be drinking Fruity Pebbles, though. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, look. I'm an avid fan of Fruity Pebbles, but not sure about it in liquid form.
Yeah.
They used to do this stuff with beer when craft beers became the thing, right? They would just make something that was nostalgic, right? Like a Fruity Pebbles or something like that into a beer. And I never could stomach it.
I'm good with it. Like especially if it's like a stout or a porter or something, the creamier ones like tend to work well for that.
I get that a little bit, but I never got into it. And I feel like it's like Liquid Death with the Fruity Pebbles. I'm like,
yeah,
people are hyping it up so much. I feel like it's never going to be what I think it's going to be.
No, I mean it never is. There's very few. I've had a rare occasion you'll get one that's like, oh shit, like that's money. But for the most part, I'm with you. They never seem to meet the expectation. Yeah,
these Sun Cruisers. I got these for the seafood boil this weekend.
Oh.
Pink lemonade's fantastic. The strawberry lemonade is where it's at. These are unbelievable. The no bubbles though, that it does make you feel a little better about what you're doing. I'm not gonna lie, like just slightly better, even though it's 5 more calories than the Gold Top.
That's great taste, less filling, never lies, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I think what we need to discuss is how the 3 kids situation's going, because you blatantly told me that I undersold it.
Yeah.
So it sounds like it's not going very well.
I gotta actually have a lot off the top here. You miss 1 week of a show, and all of a sudden you've got a lot to talk about. That said, I have no agenda. This is the first episode we've done where I did not make an agenda.
Yes.
So that kind of describes the 3 kids situation.
This is after the week that you said I did my best work, and I was probably the most prepared you've ever seen me.
Yeah, I think I probably could have just quit. Just hand the reins over to you would be good. No,
hey, back me up into a corner, and I'll fight my way out of it.
No doubt. Yeah, we'll pause on that. I'll come back to a little bit of some notes for you from last week. But yeah, the 3 kids situation. I texted you guys a couple days ago, and I said, all right, I'm a week in with the 3 kids. And I said, life would just be simpler or easier, I think I said, if you only had 2. That's my only review. And now I'm not saying better or whatever, right? I just think things would be simpler if I only had 2 still. But yeah, welcome to our 3rd baby boy. Look, everybody's happy, healthy. A little touch and go there on the actual birth, so glad things worked out the way they did. Shout out to my wife; she's an absolute like soldier, rock star, all of the superlatives. Yeah, you undersold it, I think, a little bit. Now, this is because of the way the delivery went. She had to have a C-section. And so that's put her down a little bit compared to where she would be otherwise.
Yeah.
So I'm doing our zone defense. What I thought was going to be a 2-3 is kind of like a 1.5 3. And I only got a week
ISO,
off work.
but on defense.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, and these kids, they run a playbook. They know they're tidy with it. You get one satisfied, and then the next one immediately pops in. You get like a 2-minute window of peace a lot of times. But yeah, and then, look, Zach went back to school, so that's, we miss him, but that helps to get him,
get him out of the
house and doing something else. It's hard when you spend, more than probably a lot of people our age, because you got 3 all school age, like trying to entertain them for like 90 something straight days is
it's not
it's so hard.
I kind of got that feeling last week. We were winding down our summer. We had like 3 days left last week, and I could just tell my kids were over it. Like they wanted to go back to school. Like they were just tired of being around each other, tired of doing the same things. But it made me think, we're not far from the same parts of life, but we're so drastically different because I remember 5 years ago, my youngest was born and we sent her off to kindergarten this year. So
Yeah.
it goes by, like, I remember when she was born, like, wanting it to go by fast. And then as soon as they get on that bus for the first time, you're like, okay, I think I can slow things down a little bit. You know, it's like, it's crazy how fast those first 5 years fly by.
Yeah, it is. It's also crazy too, like how, you bring home the newborn and then your 2-year-old looks like a giant now. And you're like, holy shit, when did you get so big?
Yeah, exactly.
The phase of life thing is so true. Like I got done with work today, came upstairs, we were doing dinner, all that stuff. Go out to the garage to take out some of the trash and everything. And the amount of diapers that I just had to take to the trash tonight was absurd.
Oh, God.
Having 2 in diapers is this first time we've had that. It's not good.
So if anybody works for Pampers, we're looking for a Pampers sponsorship on this podcast.
we could. Trust me, I'm using a ton of Pampers. Swaddlers is what's up. That's what we go with.
Only the best.
Costs you a little more, but we found that it's worth it with our boys. So
yeah.
That's kind of where we're at. It's he's having a little trouble eating enough to stay asleep. That's been our problem.
Yeah.
So we're having to do a little bottle supplement situation, and just getting him to sleep is the thing. But once he's asleep, he's a great sleeper.
Well,
so
you don't hate that. We don't. No. That's half the battle.
Yeah, we've had to be setting the alarm like every 3-4 hours to get him up and make sure he's eating enough. But which always sucks when you got to wake up a sleeping kid. But
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Of all the things I miss having a baby around, I particularly liked getting up at 5 a.m. I really did. Like, obviously, you're going to squeeze a nap in. Like, that's what I always did. Like, 7:30, 8 o'clock, once the wife woke up, I'd squeeze in a nap. But, I became a huge, like, Champions League soccer fan during that time of my life. Just used to TiVo all kinds of stuff. That's where I found like half the shows I watched is being like morning feedings, TiVo and stuff. And it's like, look, there's nothing on. I've recorded this. I'm going to watch this. Right. So I do miss that, getting an early start to my day. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, I don't miss it, but I do. Like, I guess if there's one thing I do miss, that is the one thing. Like, I didn't particularly hate getting up that early and kind of having the house to myself, and the baby feeding. But, all of our kids would like eat and go back to sleep. So I'd like have time to myself. So didn't hate that.
Yeah, it's kind of it turns out to be like the one time of the day where the house is quiet.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's why I said, I was like, I loved it.
I know. I keep struggling with we've talked about that on here before, where like, late nights, you try to like, sometimes you sacrifice a little sleep, try to force yourself some like you time,
Yep.
And I've just forgotten, like, I can't be doing that and then also like the early morning and I'm trying, you know what I mean? So it's just not effective. But yeah, I mean, when you can have those moments where it's actually quiet, it's like,
it's not bad.
It's like, I don't want to go to sleep. I want to enjoy the silence.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, thank you all for listening. Please, if you've not already, subscribe, rate, and review the show. Follow us on social media at Back96Pack. I know we have some off-market fan mail you're going to get to later, but please, if you want to send us something, there's always that link down in the show description. I got some notes for you from last week. I want to talk about some things.
Yeah, let's critique it.
Yeah.
I thought it was some of my best work.
I texted you after. I was like, you know what? You did not undersell. I think that was your best solo episode.
It was.
You whether you were prepared or not, it felt prepared. You had some great info about what guys needed to get through to get to the next round of the playoffs. Very organized. I mean, you had your power rankings in there too. Like, yeah, I appreciated that. It was great.
Look, I'm scrappy. I am scrappy.
Yeah. Now, some things I do want to call out. One, I think I texted all the guys too. I was like, probably the moment of our podcast for me was hearing you give someone advice on Twitter and how not to get yourself into battles in the comments, because that's just how you live your life.
Well, I have been there, done that. If you're in the wrong, just accept it, right? Like that's the best way to go about it. But if you have an argument, you have an argument. That's where I go deep in it. But if like the Xander Schauffele thing, right? For instance, like if I'm going to go in there and start arguing that I'm still right after the dude wins 2 majors last year, it's a tough scene for me. That's going to be that's fighting a losing battle in the threads.
Yeah, you're just like Don Quixote out there, just swinging at windmills in the comments. So yeah, that made me laugh really hard. Thank you for doing that. That was funny. 2, this is incredulous, unbelievable for you to come at Rory McIlroy that way.
I had the platform, and you weren't here to defend him. It was perfect. It was the perfect timing.
Took the platform and ran with it. I cannot believe his downfall was a part of your best moments of the year instead of his triumph, winning the career Grand Slam. Unbelievable.
Dude, it's a Ryder Cup year. We got you got to kick him while he's down. Like we can't let him get back up.
Yeah, we'll talk more Ryder Cup too, but I'm kind of finding this team a little more. What I thought I was going to hate, I'm finding more likable than I thought I would.
They're going to be likable. Now, whether they're going to be good or not is a whole other question.
We can get to the U.S. team to clarify there. But yeah. Anyway, last thing, I think I'm getting uncomfortable with the Guenther and you partnership at this point. I think, I thought it was going to be a one-time thing. We were just kind of feeling stuff out, getting a little spice back into, the whole situation. It's taken a turn that I'm not comfortable with at this point.
I'll tell you, we are magic together. Like when we let it fly and let everything hang out, it was magical. It was absolutely magical.
Yeah, I don't know if I can stand by and let this idly happen anymore.
I mean, I'll tell you, I've played alternate shot with some really good players in my life, and this is not a shot at Guenther, and he knows where he stands in the golf world, right? Like he's 7, 8, 9 handicap. I've played with scratch golfers, and I don't think I've ever sniffed 6 under in an alternate shot format in 9 holes.
Yeah, primetime player, dude.
He is.
When you need to.
He is.
Oh, unbelievable. So that was kind of what I had for you for last week. Now, I did have an answer, too, for your Patio Beers question, but we'll get to that, I think, in fan mail since you got some other texts about that.
Yes.
So, yeah, from here, you've been playing any golf? I don't know what golf is at this point.
I didn't play this weekend. The most recent time I've touched a golf club was we were hitting golf balls at the seafood boil.
Hold on. Let's talk about the boil. I'm sad I missed this. How was it?
The food was phenomenal. Guenther killed it again. Yeah. I actually owe him a Venmo here. My kids destroyed the crab. Like he taught them how to properly eat a crab. I'm not a huge crab person. I had a weird experience with it like 5-6 years ago. Not an allergic reaction, just a weird experience with it. So I don't really like it. Like it's really good meat. Don't get me wrong, but he properly taught them how to properly eat a crab. They were psyched. They killed a lot of crab and a lot of shrimp. But it was he off the charts. I mean, he got to do it over the fire this time. No rain.
Yeah.
No rain on this day. It was so hot though. My God, I bet it was 150 degrees by the fire. Yeah. I mean, it was ungodly hot, but the food was top notch like always. Good vibes, sitting out by the pond, hitting some golf ball. You got all the kids hitting golf balls. It's just a good for your soul day.
I know. Yeah, I think we were trying to find a way out there. It just wasn't in the cards for us, but yeah, definitely missed it. I have so many golf balls in my garage that I need to get out to the Guenther property. So yeah, I guess that'll wait for next year, but man, what a time.
Yes.
Disappointed though. I didn't get any feed Guenther, snaps or pics or anything.
I did. I don't think I went back through before. I knew you were going to mention something about it. I don't think I got any pictures of him. There was a couple pictures I know were taken. I got a couple of my daughter looking like feed Guenther, eating crab, but no feed Guenther pictures. Actually, I do have a picture of him teaching them how to eat crab. It's right here. This is him showing them how to crack a crab.
Uncle Gutter, baby.
Uncle Gutter. He's a man of many trades.
Yeah.
Specifically eating being his best one. But no, maybe we need to get the feelers out there. There's got to be one somewhere.
Any pole shots on the pond? Anybody?
No, came close. Damn. Couple came close, but no one hit it this time around.
Ooh, tough. How many balls do you guys hit? Thousands?
I bet by the time we left, we'd probably gone to about 150, maybe 200, something like that.
That's so many golf balls down there.
So many. That lake's gonna start overflowing. I'd love to know how many golf balls are at the bottom of that thing.
That's got to be a lot now. I know Bill was concerned about it last time.
Oh gosh.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's a good time though. I can't wait till next year.
Yeah. Well, so that's the last time you touched the golf club. You got anything coming up, or it's kind of like you said?
I'm going to play Friday. I'm going to get back in my regular Friday game with the kids back in school now. I've got a singles match that I got to get on the calendar, and we do 2 weeks from now. We've got our doubles match, our 2-man match. I believe it's the quarterfinals coming up in that, but. Other than that, pretty slow. September is going to be pretty busy. It looks like a lot of scrambles. Going to head up to Country Club of Dublin for a scramble, which that's the only reason I kind of said yes to it. I get to play a new course. I've never played there before. And then our tri-state tournament that we usually play in is not until October this year. So,
oh geez,
great venue though. We're going down to the club at Old Stone in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Cannot wait. It's going to be fantastic. I would wait a month to play this course for sure. A month later. So other than that, not a lot going on. I need to get back out there. I'm itching so bad.
Yeah, I don't even.
Yeah, I was to say, when was the last time you even touched a club?
Jeez, I don't think I played in league that week before. I think,
when I saw you when you played with Zach is probably the last time.
Yeah. That's exactly when it was. On the tail end of Hand, Foot, Mouth. Ugh.
Oh, God.
Which, by the way, that was a gift that kept on giving in the bad way. Like a week and a half later, you can't really see it now, but like my hands just started peeling. Like all the little spots. Everything just peeled.
Mm-hmm.
Which was super, super, super cool. But yeah. Man, that was terrible.
We got to get back out on the golf. I specifically got to get back out on the golf course. It's not winter yet. And this feels like a good time to talk about the Turkey Open.
I thought about it. It's not to be weird. I thought about it in the shower this morning.
I was actually digging back through the files. I started getting some things ready.
Yeah.
As much as we want to think we're pretty far out, we're not that far out. Probably about 3 months-ish. This is a good time to mention that we are taking sponsorships this year. I've got a flyer that I'm going to send out to some people, but I think we're going to do a scoreboard sponsor. No whole sponsors. We're going to do a scoreboard sponsor. Maybe a couple other sponsorship opportunities, and just so everybody knows, that's all going to go to charity. I don't know which one we're going to donate to. We can talk about that, but that's the add-on this year to try to kind of do something a little more to kind of like build onto the tournament. I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but if we can raise even $300-400 for a charity, I think that'd be a great thing to do.
Yeah, no doubt. We've talked about that in the past, so I'm glad to hear that you're thinking along those lines still. So that'd be great.
Yeah. So keep it in your. You know what? I meant to look at the actual date this year. Last year I think it was kind of late, wasn't it? Because like Thanksgiving was kind of late.
I haven't looked either, but this year's been weird. Like Labor Day being 28th. On the 1st. You see, that's what I mean. I think everything's just like the year's going quick because all these holidays are hitting on like these kind of like weird, like either early or late times.
Yeah, this is really late. No, I think it was the 29th last year. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong about that. So it's not quite as late, but it's still pretty late. Pray for good weather already. Got to start doing our like weather dance. We need a 50-degree day this year. We've earned a 50-degree day this year. I think
we got to find a way to get out of this like last week of the.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if we get like a 24th or 25th Black Friday, I know that doesn't seem like a lot of days, but when the sun starts getting a little lower, 3 or 4 days can make the difference.
That definitely matters.
Yeah.
And for man. Just kind of spitballing here. This is for the people to hear, I guess. I want to think about some merch too for Turkey Open.
Yeah, we need. We need to get on it. I also wanted to throw out the sponsorship thing. I think it'd be really cool to be able to get, if we can get 5 people on board, $100 sponsorships. We're donating $500 to a charity. So And again, we'll name that charity before we start taking sponsorship money, so you know where your money's going. But I think it'd be really cool to add that on. Again, I feel like we've added so much stuff on. It's like trying to find things to add on, but this felt like the right move at this point. 6 years in, to start kind of adding that charity portion to it.
Well, it's a good time of year for that stuff too, right? Like the holidays and everything. A lot of good options we could find for charities for getting people some help this time of year and that kind of thing.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, good shout out by you. Turkey Open might be the next time I play golf. I don't know.
You're already on me about playing in the Ryder Cup.
I just want to make sure I
try to get you in that.
Yeah, I want to get on the list this time. That's a late September event. That'd be cool. I'm definitely eyeing up the member guests. Now they got moved to October. Nick and I had a good showing last year. I think it's only right we try to run it back. Yeah, and I want some fall golf. We get as long as we get some good warm enough weather, it'll be awesome.
Yeah, that's another one that you start teetering at the end of October. Like, I mean, the morning's going to be chilly, right? Like, you can already chalk that up. Like, it's going to be chilly. But with what our kind of golf course is going through with the weather we've kind of had this year, I don't hate them moving it back. Give the course, some time to heal. It's just been a wet summer. So
yeah, you hate to get an email or see an update that mentions the word temporary green.
It's been tough. Been a tough year at the old Elks for green situations, but hopefully, given some time, we get the member guests back out there, or at least it's ready to go by the Ryder Cup, because the red team's got a Ryder Cup to win this year. Losing last year did not sit well with me as a captain, but we're going to try to right the ship this year.
Can't believe they gave you a second go.
It's a 3-year term, is what I was told. So I've got 2 more chances at it.
Yeah, it's like getting the winning column this year, and then hopefully you go 2 for 3 the following year. That's respectable.
I should have known this was coming though, because in college we used to do a Ryder Cup, and I had probably one of the best records on the team, and I didn't win until my senior year. I always had I'd go 3-0 or 3-0-1 or whatever it was, and always be on the losing team. It made no sense. But so now it's this year or last year, it's played pretty good. I think we won 1, lost 1, halved 1, or so. Or we actually didn't get through the third thing, but I was tied in my match when we went in. But we got to get a win this year. I can't be on the losing side of things 2 years in a row.
Yeah, well, we'll see if I do get in, which team I'm on. But if I'm on blue, I'm sorry about it.
No, I'm going to fight for you. You're coming down with me if we're going to lose again.
That's fair.
Oh,
all right. Well, speaking of Ryder Cup, we haven't really gone deep recently. They locked in the top 6 for the teams after the last playoff event. I forget, what were your exact words that you sent?
I'm looking that up right now.
Yeah, while you look that up, I'm going to read off these top 6.
Okay, hold on. I got it right here. So, actually, read them off, and then I can tell you what I said.
Okay, the top 6 for the Americans. These guys are locked onto the team. That would be Scotty Scheffler, JJ Spawn, Xander Schauffele, Russell Henley, Harris English, and Bryson DeChambeau. Quick note, Scotty has 3 times the points of JJ Spawn.
It's just like FedEx Cup points, too.
Yeah.
He's tripled the next person behind him.
That's crazy. All right, so what was your comment about?
So I said outside of 3 guys here, this is an absolute abomination of auto qualifiers. And then I did tag in there. I said, "Is Russell Henley the 2025 Brian Harman?"
That takes so blasphemous. That's so bad. Russell Henley's an actual good player.
It just feels like he backed his way into this, and it's so bad.
He won the Arnold Palmer, had a good President's Cup playing with Scotty last year, Could be the answer to who needs a partner with Scotty.
Yeah, maybe. But I need a Ben Griffin on this team. I need it. I need it for my soul.
I didn't think I did, but I got to tell you, Ben Griffin is awesome. He fucking rules.
Did you see the video I sent you last night?
Yeah, I saw.
He overdosed on creatine during his final round.
Which I don't know. I don't quite know how you do that.
I don't.
Did he mean pre-workout? I don't.
It feels like he may have mixed it up with pre-workout or something because he said he got shaky.
Yeah.
He kept talking about rocks. It was very uncomfortable. Kind of started talking like he was like taking drugs out there, but it was actually he said it was creatine. But I need a Ben Griffin on this team. But okay, outside, but like Harris English, we've done this song and dance before.
Harris is good. I'm cool with Harris. I don't know how he qualified automatically, but I guess the good major finishes will do it.
Yeah, and I think that probably has something. But dude, I think the worst one is Xander. I know it's a guy that won 2 majors last year.
Here you are again. Don't do it. Don't do it. You're going to get cold takes exposed again.
You know what? I hope we do, and they win the Ryder Cup. This is what I'm trying to put it out there and talk shit about him again because he is not playing well. He didn't even make the Tour Championship.
Did he?
Like, think about that. He did not make the Tour. He's 42nd in FedEx Cup points. He was not in the top 30 this year.
I mean, it was he got hurt. Tough season. I get it.
But when he's been on the course, it's not been good.
Yeah, no, I don't.
But I will tell you, I'm excited about JJ Spawn. That dude is a dog. I am so excited about him being on this team. I think he's going to thoroughly surprise a lot of people with how he plays.
Yeah, when guys like him pop up and they, do what he did at the Players or go and win a major like the U.S. Open, it always feels like kind of a flash in the pan.
Yeah.
He just keeps popping back up.
Yeah.
I think he just found something later in his career,
Yeah. Yeah. He's a dog, dude. He is. I cannot wait. I'm really excited about watching him play. I mean, obviously outside of like Scheffler and Bryson, I'm excited about seeing them on the team, but I'm excited about JJ. Like, I think he's the one guy that doesn't worry me. Like, they throw him out like in the first set of matches and like let the guy cook. Like, let him catch a groove. I don't hate that.
He the playoff with Rose, last week or whatever, might have been like my favorite golf moment. Like just cool. Competitive of the year. Like, it was one of the more fun watches.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong. That tournament is in a playoff. It feels like every year.
Oh yeah.
And that 18th hole is great. I think it's a great finishing hole.
Yeah, tough drive. Got to hit a golf shot in there. Yeah, it's a fun hole.
I guess the other topic of the discussion can be the uniforms that got leaked out today by Ralph Lauren. They're not good.
A true disgrace. I think they were trying to go for like the 90s like Slurpee cup vibe, but they're so bad. That's
with a zipper.
That's bad.
Dude, I was pretty sure we left zippers 15 years ago.
Respectfully, the zipper is like, you do that on women's polos. That's not, respectfully, I'm saying it respectfully. That's not a look for the men. We
might need an emergency call to Peter to figure this out. Like, Peter Millar needs to come in and correct the wrongs that have been done with these uniforms.
I just don't get it. Like, it's so the same thing with like the Olympic stuff. It's Jay Lindenberg or whatever. God, dude, like, can we just get like, I don't care. Give it to shout out to Roback. Give it to Roback.
Yeah, give it to Roback. Give it to Dunning. Like, I've bought some Dunning stuff recently. It's good stuff. Like, and they're gonna do something that's like classy, right?
I think you can never. You have red, white, and blue as your color palette, right? Like, it's an easy color palette.
So easy.
It can be understated. It could be bold, but like, they just go for the most off the wall shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, man, just like, should not be this hard to just make it simple.
Ralph is off his game.
It's not. That was bad. If they actually go with those, oh God.
Yeah. Not looking forward to that. We all made fun of the ones in '99 at the Country Club, the Justin Leonard moment with the trophies on it. Fuck, I'd take that one. Give me that polo again. Like, I'll take that one over this.
Literally, they should go to Roback's website and just buy like the firework print or the American flag print or whatever, and just the George Washington, the president's print. Just put on the stupidest shit.
Thank you. That's another thing. We've never done anything with presidents on it. I feel like that would be like, or a Statue of Liberty or like just something kind of cool like that. Like, especially outside the box, that would look classy, right? Yeah, and it's in New York. Like, the Statue of Liberty is right there. We just came up with it in 10 seconds. How did someone not sit in that meeting and go, it would be cool, since we're in New York, we have a Statue of Liberty on one of the shirts. Crazy.
Yeah. or like torches or something. I mean, there's some kind of nod you could do to that.
God, it just seems so easy. It's so easy to do.
Yeah. Well, those are the automatic qualifiers. We haven't discussed because I've just been kind of avoiding the question, but like we got 6 captains picks here. First off, what is your official stance on Keegan Bradley? In terms of him picking himself.
Yeah, the closer we get to it, and some of the options that we have, I don't hate him leaving himself off.
I think that's my opinion too. I think it just doesn't seem necessary at this point. Like if he was like 7th in points and still playing really well, that's a different conversation. But he's dropped down to 11th. Hasn't had a real good finish since winning the Travelers. Like, just focus on being the captain, dude. Like you got guys that can play.
Well, and I think it goes to, you got a JT that kind of seems like he's playing better, right? He's kind of coming into form. You got Ben Griffin, who's just had an unbelievable year, right? You got a Chris Gotterup out there that seems like it might be hey, we're bringing you on the team to kind of build you up for the future kind of deal, right? That's playing really good. He made the Tour Championship. There just seems like a lot of guys that are playing well enough that you just don't need them. Now, if you had like a JT and maybe Ben Griffin started sliding off a little bit and you just had some guys not playing well, you might go, I think we kind of need him. But I don't think you need him in this situation.
No, I don't think so either. So, like, I think there are 10, like, there's a top 6, and then I think there's four more guys I would consider locks. That being Justin Thomas, even though he's not playing well, Colin Morikawa. I would also put Ben Griffin in that.
Yeah, category. I think those 3 right there are locks. Yeah.
And I also think that Cantlay, just based on his record, they'll take him.
Yeah.
I know he hasn't played the best, but he's still Patrick Cantlay, and he was the best player at the Ryder Cup last time for them.
And think about how many times they took Ian Poulter just because of his record. And you were like, I haven't heard this guy's name all year, and he gets in the Ryder Cup and goes, 3-0 or 3-0-1 or whatever.
Yeah.
There are certain guys that just get in formats like match play that, it might take, maybe he's dealing with some pressure or just swing. It's just going to free him up. You have a bad hole, you lose the hole, right? It's not like, oh, I'm +3 now, right? So I don't hate Patrick being on the team. I know there's been some discussions about leaving him off. I think he probably has to be on the team. And I'll tell you, the closer we get, I like Chris Gotterup being on the team. If he feels like a future guy that's going to maybe have some say in future teams, and bringing him on as like the last guy and going like, look, you're probably going to go out for a couple matches, maybe one, and then you're going to play in singles, just to get some experience under his belt. I don't hate that.
Yeah. I mean, I think a couple weeks ago I would have been like very on board with that. He's played pretty bad since. Like, I mean, he had that little 2-3 week heater there. But I can still see them doing that as a course fit and, like you said, kind of like future prospect type thing. I think Scam is going to make it, dude.
I think he is too. Because I'll tell you, they're not. So 11 on the list. Let's start at 10 because we think the next 3 are in, right?
Yeah, I think there's
the next
10.
One's Mav McNeely. He's not in. I would be surprised if he's on the team. Next one's Keegan at 11. 12's Brian Harmon. Terrible course fit. And then Andrew Novak, you're not taking him on a team. I
don't think so.
And then the next one's Cam. And then Patrick. I mean, you could go down to Sam Burns, who didn't play awful last 2 years ago. He didn't play. He kind of was like one of those guys on Friday that was like the only one that kind of showed a heartbeat a little bit when the rest of the team was kind of playing pretty terrible. But
yeah, if I'm sitting here today, I think like I said, I have those 10 guys locked in. I think what I think they will do is I think they'll take Cam Young and Sam Burns. Like, I think that's like
probably
that would be the favorite if you were betting on this. I think
probably, yeah, and an outside chance that they take Chris Gotterup just again for future preference, future, and it's a home match, so he's not going to get eaten alive. You can kind of do that when it's on your soil. maybe take a guy that is a little bit out of it. And
he's a New Yorker, so I could see him doing that as well.
Yeah, went to Rutgers and then transferred to Oklahoma, but he started his career at Rutgers in college.
Yeah, I think those are kind of the guys you're talking about here. I think anything beyond that would be quite a reach, and I don't think would make much sense.
Yeah, and I think, and I'll be honest with you, you leave 17, who's Wyndham Clark, you leave him at home because he's not a locker room guy. He's got a lot of negativity around him right now since the Oakmont thing.
Definitive not a locker room guy. Like
yeah, like
literally.
Like, he's the new Patrick Reed. Like they're just like, unless he auto qualifies, we're keeping him off the team because it's just a locker room cancer.
Which is kind of crazy because he, when he had the U.S. Open win and he was on full swing, like there was kind of like this like brand and image around him of like, he had the sports psychologist and he was figuring it out and, kind of like clean living stuff. And just like seems like everything's gone south since then, to be honest.
Can I say that the moment I watched that, it felt so PR staged.
Yeah.
It did. It just did. I think they realized like he's not super likable. So if they could build this like comeback story around him, like it would make him more likable. But as we know, like people tend to slip back into their tendencies, and he's doing that. So
yeah, I could see that. Yeah, a couple guys here I just want to talk about. Like I'm a little bummed that Akshay didn't have like a better summer. He kind of popped up a lot in the spring and felt like a guy who could kind of make a surge for this team. And he's so young and super talented. It would be fun to have him out there. Daniel Berger, another guy that like everyone kept talking about, was having this great year and just like never seemed to like get over the hump.
No, it kind of felt like he was having his comeback. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was like, oh, this is Daniel Berger from like 4 years ago.
I know, and it just never felt like he actually got there to me. Tony Finau, just like a weird year.
Just didn't putt well. It wasn't his ball striking. It's his putting. His putting is horrendous.
I forgot he putted one-handed.
Like, guy's lost in the sauce. He may need a lab just to get off the bad juju he's got surrounding the putter right now.
No doubt. The other one that I wish to like, well, leave Jordan Spieth out of this. Just RIP to our king. It's been a tough go here. I don't think you don't think they'd pick him, do you?
I will say this. I'd be shocked if they did.
I think so too.
I'd be shocked. If he showed, like JT going into 2 years ago, like showed signs of life at the end there, right? And it's like, okay, it's coming around. We haven't seen any of that.
Yeah.
Like it's not even remotely close. Like there's been almost zero signs of life.
Yeah, someone who has shown signs of life, Ricky. Do you think they would tempt that again?
So of all the people down this way, like if we're going this far down, if like they're going to take a flyer on somebody, he might be the one that's like he's got experience, he's playing better, and honestly, if he was a guy with no experience, I'd be like absolutely not. But like a guy with experience, I don't necessarily hate it. And people are going to bring up 2 years ago. The rumors were he was not feeling well the entire week. Like he was sick. You could tell. I think he only played 2 matches. You know what I mean? So I think the plan was probably to have him play 3 and he just couldn't muster it. So I would leave that as an outlier. But if they're going to go down this far to try to search for some maybe experience, it's probably going to be Ricky over anybody else down here is my guess.
I just think
probably even over Tony, even though Tony's like 6 spots ahead of him.
Yeah. Well, Tony's just not playing as well. I just think I don't want anybody on my team with a putter that large. Like if you're using that putter, you're using the spaceship. Like you got problems, man.
He's putted better this year though.
Have you seen that thing?
Yeah.
Good God.
Yeah.
It doesn't even feel legal.
That's the same one JJ Spawn's got.
What's the name of the? No way.
Yeah, it is. I'm pretty sure it is.
It cannot be.
Yes, it is. I swear.
What's the name of the Star Trek ship? Because that's what he's putting with.
Yeah, I wish I was a bigger nerd to tell you that, but I'm not.
I don't know. I mean, all I have is I know it's Star Wars. The Millennium Falcon stuck in my head.
Yeah.
Whatever the Star Trek ship's name is, that's what he's putting with. The last one that I wish like would have had a better year too. I really want to get Jake Knapp involved in this stuff.
Yes.
He'd be so good on this course.
Oh, it's such a good course fit.
I know. He just doesn't. He just goes away for too long a stretch, And also,
it
RIP
feels like
to
he
Max
comes
Homa.
out of the gates so well. Like he plays good in the winter, and it's like as soon as they get to like March, he just kind of disappears.
That's true. And the other one, RIP to Max Homa, who's 43rd in the standings.
Yeah,
he went from being like him and Cantley were like the two dogs from Rome, and now he's just like not even sniffing anything.
Yeah, it's been a tough couple years for our guy.
All due respect, he's behind Joe Highsmith, who's wearing a bucket hat in his picture. Patrick Reed's in front of him, for God's sake.
Bud Colley's in front of him, dude. Bud Colley wasn't even in the picture like a year and a half ago.
No, that guy got hit by a car, for God's sake.
I know. I think we could make a whole episode out of the people that are in front of Max Homa on the Ryder Cup standings.
He's not even the highest ranked Max on the list.
No,
Max Grazerman's ahead of him.
Oh God, I hope our guy comes back next year. Golf needs a Max Homa.
Yeah, for sure. And last note on the American team, Brian Campbell won twice this year, and he's 34th in the standings.
Yeah, well, it's also the tournaments he won too. You know what I mean?
That's so funny though.
Oh God! All
right, so final guess. Who do you? I think we agreed on the top six, obviously, and then JT, Colin, Ben Griffin, Patrick Cantlay. So then your last two spots. I think I'm going to go Cam Young and Sam Burns. Not necessarily what I want, but I think that's the team.
I think that's what is going to happen. I'd love to see a combination of Sam Burns because I actually think Sam's a pretty good locker room guy. I think he's liked a lot by all the guys on the team. And I'll tell you, I wouldn't hate a Daniel Berger. I know he hasn't played well, but he's got some experience from 4 years ago, or a Ricky Fowler. I wouldn't hate on either of those, or a Chris Gotterup. Some combination of those three guys as the last two. I wouldn't hate either, but I think it's going to be Cam Young and Sam Burns.
The two scams,
yeah,
Scam Burns and Scam Young. Both of them. Actually, you know what? Truly, the last thing on the U.S. team. You know what's really sad? We have a 5-time major winner that we can't even get on the Ryder Cup team.
No, I know.
That is so, and he won at this course.
I know.
That's a true RIP. RIP Brooks Koepka.
And he might be dead.
Yeah.
I mean, he might be done. I think his patience is worn out. I think, I remember when Liv started signing guys, and I remember specifically me saying, we're getting the better end of the deal on this as far as Ryder Cup goes. Like, if these guys truly can't play in the Ryder Cup or it's going to be hard for them to qualify, we're getting the better end of the deal on this. And it's actually had the exact opposite. I think we've taken more of the hammer than the European team has.
Yeah. It felt like exactly you're right. I think definitely felt that way early on. And, they've been able to find ways to make sure they get, John Rahm and whoever else they really want on the teams.
Because I think those guys are still playing well enough. They're like, if you don't have the points, you're going to be on the team.
Right.
Like, John Rahm's not going to be left off the team.
No.
You know what I mean? So,
no.
But like, and truly, like, it happened, 2 years ago. Like, Brooks was playing pretty good, and it was like, you're on the team. Like, if Brooks was playing as good as John Rahm, he'd be on the team.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Undoubtedly. Speaking of which, we'll flip over to the Euro side real quick. Their top six, it looks like Shane Lowry's in the top six, but has not technically auto-qualified.
Yeah, but it'd have to be injury for him not to be on the team.
Yeah, for sure. So I think the moral of the story here is, feels like they're just going to run. I think they'll run back the same 12. Maybe there's one spot that changes, but I think they're going to have the same team as Rome. Their top six: Rory McIlroy, Robert McIntyre, Tommy Fleetwood, Justin Rose, Tyrrell Hatton, and then Shane Lowry. Those top five are already locked in.
Yep.
Then the standings go: Sepp Straka, Rasmus Højgaard, Ludvig Åberg, Victor Hovland, Matt Wallace, Matt Fitzpatrick are your top 12. I don't think, I could be wrong, but I have a feeling Matt Wallace and Rasmus will not make it. And that's because they're going to take John Rahm, who's not in that top 12 on points. So really you have one spot, and I feel like they'd almost give it back to Nikolai just for the experience factor.
Yeah, I mean, they could do that, or Harry Hall was playing some
Harry
pretty
Hall's
good golf.
beating the door down right now.
And I could see them maybe taking him.
Yeah, I could see that too. But yeah, and Rasmus being 8th in the points is kind of tricky. He hasn't really played that awesome. It's kind of like buoyed by a few finishes last year, I believe. And they haven't had like a guy like we thought maybe early on in the season like a Dietrich was, he won in Phoenix and he seemed kind of like a guy they would take, a good course fit, but he's 13th. He's not that far off, but he hasn't played well. Then like you said, you kind of get into like your Harry Halls, your Aaron Ryes.
And Aaron Rye, I think on another course, if they had the pick of the course, Aaron Rye's probably on this team. At Bethpage, Aaron Rye is not on this team. There's just no way.
No, that's a good call.
But I'll tell you, like looking at their team, 3 months ago, I was terrified. I don't think Rory's clearly not playing as well as he was at the beginning of the season. The only other guy that you look at, like 3 guys probably that you're like, okay, maybe a little scary. Obviously, Bobby Mack, but like Bobby Mack's scary in the like. He's playing well right now, and that's really the only thing that scares you, but he's not a scary golfer in general.
No.
But then, like, Tommy Fleetwood, obviously, this is probably the best he's been playing coming into a Ryder Cup. And then Justin Rose, obviously, he terrifies me beyond belief in Ryder Cups. But, like a Victor Hovland and Ludwig, like, they're not playing well. Like, and those are their workhorses. I mean, those were the workhorses in Italy. And for those guys to be like 9 and 10, not playing well, makes me feel a little better about our chances.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Like, I agree. It doesn't look as daunting, especially because the American team's kind of like taken a little more shape than the names didn't match what the qualifications are now.
Yes,
you know what I mean. Like a guy like JJ Spawn, we're like, holy shit, we're taking JJ, and then now he's turning into a different player. But yeah, like Shane Lowry feels like he's been lost for a long time.
Yep.
I never know what Haddon's doing because you see him at the majors. Like, unless you watch Live, you're not going to see him. But I'm with you that, like, I feel like Justin Rose is a great example of this where, dude, he just has the dog in him, especially in this event. And he will just find a way he will win a match 1-up however he has to.
Yep.
Yeah. He's just going to put points on the board for Europe, and you can't account for that. Like, I don't know who that guy is for us. You know what I mean?
I know. Because I think the people that we have that we know are going to – I'm telling you right now, Scotty's not losing a match. Like,
dude,
he might have a vengeance on his mind that I don't think anybody's going to be able to touch him.
I hope
he might lose like an alt shot only because they're not hitting his ball every single time. Like, they're not taking his score every single time. You know what I mean? But like him losing a 4-ball or a singles match is not going to happen.
I think that's true. But then him and Brooks got beat 9 and 8 or whatever.
And I think he has that on his mind. Don't you think he forgot that? Like, this is a revenge Ryder Cup for Scotty Scheffler.
I hope so. I'd love to see him go 5-0 and in a winning effort.
What I was saying though is like if Ludwig and Victor were like in the top 4, I'd be terrified right now. I'd be like, holy crap! Their workhorses are all playing pretty well. They've had a good 2 years, but they're not. And that makes me feel a little bit better. The only one that really scares me on there is Justin Rose, like how good he's playing because he was not playing well 2 years ago. And he came in and just notched points left and right, like out of nowhere. So.
I know. But yeah, that's what, like, I don't know, man. I feel like the thing with like Ludwig and Victor is I just feel like those guys, you're going to think they're not playing well, and it just is a switch that flips, dude. And they just, next thing you know, Victor's making chips on greens on the first hole. You know what I mean? Like, shit just happens. And so that's what kind of scares me.
Yeah, I get that.
But I think they have some similar type players where, they've got Tommy, Shane Lowry, I put him in this bucket, Strzok, I put in this bucket, where they're just kind of like gonna be in holes.
Yeah, they don't get themselves out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I worry a little bit about, do we have enough of those guys on our side to just like grind those matches out?
Yeah, that's That's a
Especially
worry.
when you look at, the top, like, Xander's like our third ranked player, and it's all from last year, and like playing like ass. Like if you had regular Xander Schauffele, sure, I'd feel a lot better about that. But like, I don't know, man. There's a lot of enough of these guys on our side. Like, while I feel better than I did a couple months ago, I also am like, there's enough question marks with all of them still.
For sure. Yeah. Yep.
So I don't know. When it comes down to it, I always trust Europe's team to just show up, however they're playing, good or bad.
Yep.
And I don't always feel that way about the American team.
Yeah. If it's our week, we're going to win. Like, I think from top to bottom, we probably have the better players, but it's just like that. It's the psychology behind it that, heck, even at Whistling Straits, when we had a commanding lead, you're like, going into Sunday, you're like, until I see like the first half of these matches, I'm going to be scared. Like, it just is what it is. Like that's unfortunately the Ryder Cup life we live as American fans.
Yep. Well said. Oh man. All right. So we're like a month away.
Yeah.
There's a lot. That's a lot of golf to be played between now and then, and for guys to change their form heading into this. So
and it sounds like all the guys that are going to be on the team are committed. Like, they're committing to play in Napa, the Napa tournament.
Yeah.
So they're not going to be as rusty as they felt like they were in Italy. Not playing any tournament golf from pretty much this weekend until like 38 days or something like that without tournament golf.
Yeah.
Sounds like all those dudes are committed to playing in that tournament. Bryson with the famous words, it's like, this is like no joke this year. Like, this team is taking this, a lot differently than in years past, which makes me feel good. That does give me a little hope.
I didn't follow up on this, but I think I heard or saw that like he was trying to find a way to get a sponsorship or sponsor exemption into the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, essentially the PGA Tour told him, like, you're not playing. Like, we don't care that you're playing in the Ryder Cup. Like, you're just not going to play.
That'd be so sick, though. Also, I think he should just show up there anyway and just like
hit range balls, like
walk the
do
course.
Whatever. Yeah,
I don't know.
It's funny. Of all the people, he would do that.
Oh yeah,
like he'd show up and hit range balls, like get a inside the ropes pass, and like practice while the other guys are playing. Like, I could totally see him doing that.
He should do like the Bobby Valentine, just put on like the fake mustache and glasses, just walk around.
Oh God, that'd be so good.
Yeah. All right, well, that's good. I think on Ryder Cup stuff, fan mail time.
No, hold on. We got to talk about the USAM for just a second.
Oh, okay.
Did you get to watch any of it?
I kept trying to tune in, and then I just was missing the TV windows.
Well,
no.
Here's the thing. We've got to get a U.S. Open back there. God, Olympic Club is so good.
Yeah.
So good. And then, you have an 18-year-old that wins it this year, who played in the U.S. He played in 4 amateur USGA championships this year. That is, man, it'd be hard to find a lot of guys that have done that in one summer.
That's wild.
Yeah, played in the 4-ball, played in the Junior Am, played in the US Am, and then played in the US Open at Oakmont.
God.
Yeah, crazy. But we've got to get a US Open back there. My gosh, what a good golf course. The obviously the West Coast viewing experience is obviously way better. All the golf's on after you get home from work or whatever it is. And then a couple cool stories that came out of it. I think his name was Joey Adu, Division III golfer, makes it through a 20 for 17 playoff to get into match play, makes it to the quarterfinals. So shout out to him. Entered the transfer portal this year, trying to get out of Division III golf. Got no calls. I would imagine next year he's probably going to be a little different in the transfer portal for him. And then Niall, I can't think of his kid's name was Niall. He's from like 50 minutes away.
Yeah,
he had electric fan base there. All the post round interviews that they did with him was just chaos, like just absolute chaos. He made the semifinals.
Yeah, I'll say those videos are great.
Yeah.
So hold on, how did it work? Because he's from Scotland, but he's also
so he's lived in the Bay Area for the last 13 years.
Okay.
He's still got a UK passport, so he's still technically from Scotland, and I believe he's gonna play on the
the U.S. Walker Cup team?
Yeah, no. The other side.
Europe side. Okay.
Yeah. What is it, like Ireland and something?
Great Britain and Ireland, I think.
Yeah.
GBNA.
So he's playing in that, I believe. But dude, Olympic Club is an elite golf course. It really is. We've got to get a U.S. Open back there.
I definitely find like the West Coast stuff's always just such a good watch, but like, yeah, the San Francisco area courses that show up in these things, or for whatever reason, like they just pop.
Yeah.
Harding Park was the same. It sucked they didn't have fans when Colin won the PGA there, but yeah, there's just like a different vibe to them.
Yeah, it is. And again, a lot of it has to do with the viewing times, but it's a good scenery. They teed off. Obviously, this one on TV. I just saw the video. But like when they were teeing off the semifinal matches, like fog, like it was kind of a cool scene.
Marine layer, it's always
God,
so cool.
It was such a cool scene watching them tee off, and it's like to know what's at stake in those matches, and you're just hitting golf balls out into the marine layer. You got a chance at playing in the Masters on the line in a semifinals match of a USAM. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. But shout out to them. And shout out to the Golf Channel. It was pretty good coverage too. It's sometimes hard to cover amateur events. But they had Colton Oast on there, who was fantastic, by the way. Obviously a noted, like, really good amateur golfer, played on tour, but his peak was probably in his amateur career. But he did a really good job at covering it as well. So
yeah, good shout out to bring that up. That's one of those ones that's like, damn, I'm really sad I didn't catch much of that. But
it was weird, really weird viewing times. Like it was like 6 to 9 p.m. and it's like I would always like remember to turn it on at like 8 o'clock. So I only got to like see an hour. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's kind of what I kept running into. All right, a couple fan mail things. You want to get to those?
Yeah. So last week we talked about in my Patio Beers question to myself, like cover songs, and it's like, what would you cover if you were in a band? Missed some very big, because I started bringing up like crossovers, right? Like different kinds of music playing by rock bands or country. This is on me. I'm a Van Halen fan. Ice Cream Man is a cover. It's a cover of a blues song by John Brem. That's a good crossover.
Nice shirt, by the way.
Yeah, this is why I wore it. This is exactly why I wore it.
Is that the famous blood stained arm shirt?
Yeah. This is from the hospital. Another one. I'm not crazy about this cover by them, but "Pretty Woman" by Van Halen. It's not bad.
Sure.
A noted like pop blues 50-ish song that was also covered by them. One I forgot that's pretty good. "Smooth Criminal" by Alien Ant Farm is a top-notch crossover cover.
That's a Ryan Trinkle special right there.
I do like that song too, so I can't give too much crap to him.
It's a very good cover.
Yeah,
that came to my mind as well. Thinking about that question reminded me back in May when we had my brother-in-law's bachelor party. We went to the Zac Brown Band concert, and they covered both "Devil Went Down to Georgia," which you brought up last week, and "Bohemian Rhapsody."
That's good. Which
was really good. And I think there's kind of two ways that you can look at it, where kind of like what you were saying, where things cross genres a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But for them, it was kind of like, I think it just showed, for some bands, it shows like another dimension that they have.
Shows like a range, you know what I mean? Yeah.
So it wasn't like they took it and made it a country song. It was, they just rocked out to Bohemian Rhapsody in their own way. Both really good. They were awesome. They were I was pleasantly surprised with that concert. As for me and thinking about cover songs and kind of cross genre stuff, I love "Fat Bottom Girls" by Queen. I think that one is ripe for, you could go either like super country, or you could do sort of like one of those like hip hop rock crossover type things. That I think you could do with that song. So I think that for me would be the one that I'd try to explore.
Yeah. Yeah, one I recently just heard, Mitchell Tenpenny, and probably a lot of people don't know who he is. He's a pretty up and coming country singer. He covered a My Chemical Romance song at the concert on Saturday.
I like that.
And he's a very soft voice, but it was like, oh, okay. Like, we're screaming a little bit right now. I don't hate this. Like, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I do like when you can see the range of a band. It's like, all right, yeah, they're just rock. And then it's like they come out and sing, like a like a Michael Jackson song or something, like with their own kind of twist on it. I always like hearing songs differently from the original one because this just proves that it's a good song because it's like it can be good no matter who sings it and how they sing it, right?
Yeah. We so Guenther and I on the ride out to all of our Stampede matches, we always play Bad Company by Five Finger Death Punch.
Worst cover ever. I'm just going to go out on that.
Look, the original Bad Company song rules. It's awesome. This is kind of like a little bit of a joke too at the same time. But like it's one of those that just kind of that's when you talk about covers, that stands out to me because that's kind of become our random thing that we do.
Oh, you picked the worst cover to do it too.
I know,
I'm such a Bad Company fan that it's hard for me to hear that song in the form that they play it. I think it's just I don't know.
I don't know. It's fun. So
whatever you say, I'll leave you be on it.
That's good. Patio Beers time. I have such a stupid question that I'm gonna go first. Kids are going back to school. Got me thinking about school lunches and stuff. How come the spork never caught on?
That's a good question.
Like, doesn't it seem like the ultimate utility player?
It is. The only restaurant that it caught on to, KFC.
Shit, yeah.
They're the only ones that kind of carry them.
I can just remember to this day, you get your pizza and corn lunch, and you would have a spork to eat your corn with.
Yeah, because corn's not impossible to eat with a fork, but it's close to being impossible to eat with a fork. I
mean, and there's lots of food where it feels like the better play would be to use a spoon.
Yes,
but it doesn't seem as accepted. It's almost like it's frowned upon, so you just struggle through it with a fork. It's like why don't we just use it? Why don't we just use sporks?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, it's a utility for sure.
Yeah.
In that I don't even know what they call it, but as a utensil, right? They have some utility to its uses.
That's that's a great that's a prefix.
That's where I was going for. Yeah, but I'm the spork is, but you can't even buy them in a store.
No.
It's spoons and forks. There's no sporks available.
I don't think I've seen a spork outside of the kids. Sometimes you'll buy a kid's pack of utensils and they almost are sporks. The fork is actually more. It's barely
it's not very long. The prongs aren't very long.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you know what? This brings up a good question of just what other things are we underutilizing? The spork is up there.
Something. That's a great question.
The spork is way up there.
What are we underutilizing in society? That's a big question.
But I'm just saying, the spork is up there. I mean, it's top 5 for sure.
I think so. I do think so.
I think they get a bad white trash vibe to them. You know what I mean? I think people just think of them as kind of trashy.
Yeah, for sure.
I guess it's just because there was never a spork at a fancy dinner that it's just not accepted.
Yeah. I mean, look, if we, again, with all due respect, people, big cultures, they use chopsticks, right?
Yeah.
Why? What's wrong with it? What's wrong with a spork?
That's a great question. We might have to do a list of underutilized things in our life.
I think we're too locked into spoons and forks. I think
there's so much. I feel like I'm not thinking enough about it, but there's something that is underutilized. Something simple. There's got to be tons of things that are that simple that are underutilized. The spork is definitely top 5, though.
Yeah, I'm going to think on this throughout the week. I'm going to come back with some.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I know there's stuff that is underutilized.
Yeah, there.
If we were forgetting about the spork, there's definitely other things.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of
Yeah, I can't think of anything right now.
There's got to be articles of clothing or things like that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think hoodies are underutilized.
Yeah, I think they're worn a lot, but the actual hood itself is not.
No one ever wears the hood.
No one utilizes. It's more of a fashion thing than it is like a
I
utility.
use my hood all the time on my hoodies.
Well, yeah, you'll be driving in your doors off in your Jeep and you're
68 degrees outside, and I got my hood pulled up on my hoodie. Yeah, I think the hood of a hoodie is probably underutilized.
That's a good shout out. Yeah,
like hoodies are. I'm not saying like they're not worn enough. Like they're worn a lot, but you can probably count. Most people can probably count on one hand how many times they've actually pulled the hood up from their hoodie.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think I've ever done that. I'm wearing a hoodie right now.
I think this was like 2 or 3 years ago. Like one of my kids was like, "I don't have a knit hat on." I'm like, "You have a hoodie on." Like it kind of defeats the like. I mean, you could have a knit hat on too, but to say like you don't have something to put on your head when you have a hood on, that seems kind of crazy. Or like you have a hood on your shirt. Yeah, hood of a hoodie is probably up there too.
We're gonna think on this. We gotta come back with some options next week. This might be a power ranking situation.
It might be. We might need some help though from the crowd on this one.
Everybody hit us up on fan mail. Let us know what we're underutilizing in society right now.
All right, so mine is golf related, and I'm not gonna lie, I had a little bit of an epiphany on Saturday night because I saw this tweet from like a burner account. It's like Thomas Bendelow, like it's a burner, whatever, parody account. But clearly, the guy that runs the account just got done playing the old course, and he's like thinking about my trip. I still can't get over how awful the old course logo is. Am I crazy? The official old course logo is the T-shirt. It's got like the bridge or whatever, the new one. Which, by the way, don't hate it. Like it literally throws the one like monument of the course on their logo. Like I don't hate that. And it's like it's not like it's any other bridge, right? It's it's the Smoking Bridge. Yeah. Like it's not like, oh, this is some random bridge crossing a creek, right? And he goes, the scorecard book, which is like the lion crest or whatever.
Yeah.
You can get them at the other shops, like the non-official shops in St. Andrews. Like he's like, I got this on a scorecard book down the shop down the street. Don't you think the other one is far better? I was prepared to go deep in the store, but the bridge logo had such a Tiger Woods logo modern vibe to it. I hated it. Just ended up buying a T-shirt. Did most of my shopping down the street. Those that have been, what do you think? Well, I was like, this dude's a moron. I think there's courses that, my take on it, there's courses that they could have a pile of poop as their logo, and I think the course is so good or has so much history to it, it doesn't frankly matter. But my actual question is, do we have a logo problem in golf? Like, do people tie their experience to the golf course too much based on like what they can buy in the shop rather than just the golf course itself?
God, we need to get Nick's opinion on this one. He's the perfect person to ask this. He's kind of a logo snob, Kinda. I mean, probably. There's golf on its own is like such a status thing to begin with that I feel like it all just kind of feeds into the same ethos, right? Like you buy your polo and you've got the logo from the course or whatever, and it's kind of like a badge you wear around and hope that somebody recognizes it or whatever, and it's like a conversation starter in some way. So yeah, I think that's definitely a thing in golf. Yeah,
we have a logo problem. Like this guy's like kind of saying his time was ruined because the old course logo is not very good.
Well, that guy, that's just a bad take, but
But like I'm saying, I think the course supersedes the logo itself.
Sure. I think it plays into it, though, for sure.
It does, but like, I hated that lioness crest thing that they had at the other shops. Like, I've been there. Not saying it's terrible, but what does that have to? I know it's something of St. Andrews, like the crest is.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it's not the course. Like the Smoking Bridge is the old course, right? Like, correct me if I'm wrong. I think sometimes logos try too hard.
There's
a lot of try hard logos out there. And I don't think the old course did that with the bridge. Like, it's very, like, here's our Swilcan Bridge. Like, this is the monument that everybody remembers from the course. Like, I don't know what else would you put on there. I guess I'm not really sure what you would put on there other than the Swilcan Bridge.
Yeah, I think the crest thing, especially for those, courses like the old course, like I think is pretty like it's like expected you would have that,
Yeah,
Like,
I guess
think
so.
I feel like that's probably what you would want or what you'd expect. I do think in general golf logos, I think for every one that's like awesome, you probably have like 10 to 12 that are really bad. Like there's golf logos just like tend to not be great for whatever reason. The good ones are really freaking good. But most of them just kind of are like an innocuous like course feature, not the Swilcan Bridge, but you get a lot of like trees that nobody knows anything about, or kind of like river design shit, or stuff like that I think just kind of like whatever, you never doesn't stand out in any way. But yeah, then you get some of the best ones that are out there in golf. Shinnecock's comes to mind. Oakmont's is really simple. I love Oakmont's. I think monograms, crests. Trying to think of what else. The three things that would always play: monograms, crests.
I think simplicity does matter.
Yeah, simplicity for sure matters.
But I think back to the question though, I'm like, we have a logo problem. Like when people start questioning their time they've had on a course, and I'm not even just specifically saying the old course. Like, let's just say Oakmont didn't have a good logo, right?
Yeah.
They're like, well, my time was kind of ruined because I couldn't drop $500 in the pro shop because I didn't like the logo. Is a wild way to look at a day that you've played a golf course. Like, I just call me crazy.
Yeah, maybe it's not specific to the logo, but I would say that when you're doing like destination golf, there is an element of it that is like the merch or the experience and the brand and all that stuff kind of ties into your experience. I wouldn't let it ruin my day by any means, but like
I think I think most people it would though. I'm not kidding you. I think that's the problem we have right now in golf. I think most people, if they're like, oh well, I had $500 to spend in here, like this kind of sucks. Like I think that would ruin most people's day.
Yeah,
it would at least ruin their experience a little bit.
I do think there's an impact on the experience. Now, if you let it go too far, then that's kind of a you problem, I think, for sure. But I do get where, like, if you went to think, like, I don't know, it's just an example. You were lucky enough to somehow get on at Pine Valley or Augusta or whatever, and you go in the pro shop, and it's like, man, these polos fucking stink. They got a bunch of Ralph Lauren in there with, paint, it would be a bummer to not be able to come home with something that you really like,
I get that, but my thing is, this is me personally. Like, if I got to play Camargo, right, and the pro shop wasn't open, I'm going to throw that one out there. Little shot across the bow. If the pro shop wasn't open, I would not ruin my time whatsoever. Like, if there was no pro shop, I'd be like, this course is sweet. Yeah. Like, I've played some courses where, like, the pro shop wasn't open. I'm like, it kind of sucks, but oh well. Like, this, it's not what I'm going to remember from today. Like, when I played Scioto, what I remember from that day is the course, eating lunch there, things like that, like walking around the grounds and into the locker room. We have a really cool locker room there. That's what I remember from the day. I mean, I did buy, I think, a hat and a belt or whatever, but like, I barely remember that. I remember what happened on the day, right? And the golf course and stuff like that. But I truly believe, like, it's a big deal for most people. And I think it's becoming a problem.
Well, maybe more to watch in this space, and we got to start monitoring this.
Yeah. Oh, it was a weird take by this guy about the St. Andrews.
Yeah, I think so too. Especially when you get to that level, of course. Like, at that point, like, the course and the game, and that's all bigger than you kind of thing, and you just
Torrey's logo kind of sucks, but like, it's got a lot of history. It's Torrey Pines, right? Like, You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. If Pebble Beach had a shitty logo, you wouldn't be like, this guy would probably say the same thing. Like, oh, I had a great time on the course, but, all their logoed stuff sucked. That's a weird take. It's a weird take when you get to a certain level of golf course.
Sure. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I'm still thinking like I said, I think crests and monograms always play well. I like things that have like the established year on them. That's another thing that stands out to me is something I like on a logo.
So the old course's old logo was like a crest. So it's like, I'm guessing St. Andrews.
Yeah, the town of St. Andrews or whatever. Yeah.
And he's like holding two golf clubs that are crossing with like a wreath around it. So that's the old one. One of the shirts I bought there has that on it.
Interesting. Yeah.
That one's cool. I do like that one. I mean, it is what it is. I don't know. Like,
right.
I don't know.
Wingfoot is cool.
Olympic Clubs is awesome.
Olympic Clubs is good. Yeah, I mean, there's so many good ones in golf. But yeah, I don't know.
I think it's to the point too where what I mean by a logo problem is like, look up on eBay what you can buy from like golf courses. Like not from golf course, like people that go and play these things.
Yeah.
And then sell them online. So like people are buying these things without even actually playing the golf courses.
Yeah, that just seems like everything in society, everything's a hustle. Everything's kind of a con.
Well, and I will tell you this, and Country Club Snob was a big logo, like he was the logo place. Like he was a big believer you didn't wear anything other than your club's logo. I don't go that far. Okay. I don't go that well, unless you're like a member. Like if you're a member at Camargo, unless you go play like the old course or something like that, you're probably not buying you're not going to, I'm specifically talking about Cincinnati. Like you're not going to get a Coldstream and like buy a shirt in the Coldstream shop, right? You know what I mean? Us being at like what I'd call like a value club, you're going to see a lot more of that, right?
Sure.
And I'm not against that by any means. I don't want to say I'm against that because I'm not. I'm like, you go play a cool course and you want a memento and you wear that shirt around, like it is what it is, But I think Country Club Snob was on to something. Like these people, like there are people that will go buy this stuff on eBay and they've never played the course just because it's a logo.
That's weird, yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I think that's more prevalent than you think. And that's why I think we have a logo problem in golf.
Yeah, you could be at the forefront of some investigative reporting here,
Just start exposing people.
Yeah, just start beating the pounding the pavement.
I should start a burner account called like the Logo Police or something. Just start finding things and just calling people out.
There you go. See, back to fighting in the comments.
Yeah, but not my real name though.
Yeah, get back to what you love.
Oh,
jeez. Oh man. All right. Good to be back.
Felt good.
Week off. Good to have an adult conversation without screaming children around. That's nice. Yeah, and a bit. You know what? It's kind of dangerous. We did this without an agenda because I think we were almost like too clean with it.
Yeah, I know.
Makes me scared for what I might become.
Iron sharpens iron, no, baby.
That's what it is. Jeez. All right. Thank you all for listening. Appreciate it. Follow us on social media at Back9Sixpack. Please subscribe, rate, review the show. All of that good stuff. And until next time, cheers.
See ya. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Back9Sixpack. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Back9Sixpack for all your content needs. We'll see you guys next week. Cheers.